It's time to start Dishin Days with your hosts, Tony Moore, Michael Mattis, Justin Lee Hareld, and Araceli Aviles. And now, let's dish. Oh, why, hello, everyone. You thought we forgot about you, but we didn't. Welcome to Dishin Days, where we're serving up a full dish of this week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning HIT hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, if you are watching us live and in living color on our YouTube channel and you haven't subscribed to our channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. Also, tell a friend. That way, they can join in on the fun too. While you're there, check out our many previous episodes and some exclusive, not so exclusive, interviews with some of your favorite Days cast members from the Daytime Emmys and from Day of Days, and our in-studio interviews when we used to be a part of a digital network. So make sure you check that out all on our YouTube channel, Dishin Days. Also, if you want to be exclusive and join our exclusive members only page where you can take a first look at some of our wonderful videos that also include some of your favorite cast members, including a deep dive into Those Were the Days where we extended, brought to you by Justin Lee Hareld, and of course, some cool advice from our cool Tia, Ms. Araceli Aviles gives us Tia Says. If you want to check those out, make sure you sign up and join us for our virtual events. That's exclusively on our members only page for $4.99 a month. That is a small orange juice at McDonald's. Side note, when I tell you I rolled up to the McDonald's and they said that orange juice was $4 and some change, I looked at them and wanted to say, I'm going to be right back. And I wanted to go bring them a carton for $2.99.
I was going to say, you Helen for, less than that.
Yeah.
Unless little Heather is back there squeezing
freshly squeezed
orange juices, it should not be that much.
You got to go find somebody with a tree.
I actually think we have an orange tree, but I'm lazy. Anyway, if you guys don't want to watch us live and you need to take us on a long car ride, or if you're stuck in traffic, or if you are on the beach, taking in the suns and making sure you're getting that tan and dipping your toes into the water, you can find us on your favorite podcast stations on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Just make sure you search Dishin Days, hit the follow button, and take us along with you, so that way you'll never miss what happens in your favorite city of Salem, brought to you by your host of Dishin Days. Also, make sure you show some love to our former co-host and my chocolate twin, Mr. James Lott Jr. with JLJ Media, who's serving up a whole lot of shenanigans of his own. If you want a full dish of the other soap operas, including General Hospital, Bold and the Beautiful, and General Hospital, Bold and the Beautiful, and Young and the Restless, make sure you tune into JLJ Media and check out his original audio dramas, written, directed, starring, produced by no other than Mr. James Lott Jr. Because James Lott Jr. is so old. How old is he? He's older than the joke I just said. New
Getting
material.
Rusty.
Oh, now I'm getting rusty.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're getting so old. Those jokes are getting so old, they're getting rusty.
This is the same person who gave us the Rio Grande.
Hey, at least mine was accurate.
Sure, Jan. Sure. Also, throughout the show, make sure you tell us your thoughts. Our chat is chatting at the moment, so don't be afraid to share your thoughts on what happened this week. Also, if you are watching later, comment below. We do see the comments. We just don't reply sometimes. All right. Now that we got through all of those church announcements, what did we think about this week's episodes? Slow. Exactly.
Lots of breadcrumbs. And I hope they're actually leading somewhere instead of just you drop a name, you drop a name, you drop a name, and then we don't actually get to see said person attached to said name.
Yeah, it was a lot of. I feel like it was like a setup week. Like they're preparing us for some stuff that's coming down the pipe.
Let me ask you this. Do we like the breadcrumbs and do we like where they are possibly going?
Half of them.
Yeah, I would agree. Half of them, like, don't tease me with the name and then have it be something else or someone else. Not cool.
Yeah. I thought this week was a little progressive, not much, but it was okay. It was definitely it felt like a info setup week
Mm-hmm.
For what's to come. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Well, speaking of, let's go ahead and break everything on down, shall we? Oh my gosh.
Something happened.
Did you forget the hourglass?
No, I didn't forget the hourglass. Well, no, I can never forget the hourglass because the hourglass is literally right here. But okay, we're all good. All right. It is now time to start
Dishin
Days.
That was close. Huh. It was very close. All right. Speaking of wonderful questions, how about this one? Is Stefano alive?
No.
We hope not.
Please no.
Yes.
It's not for our lack of love for the Phoenix. If anything, it's our deep respect for the memory of Joe Mascalo that we're like, please no.
I mean, even in death, they are still figuring out ways to incorporate Stefano into a storyline. And I mean, I feel like we were at peace when it was just like, okay, he's officially dead. Mm-hmm. I think when they tried to resurrect him with Stefano, it was like, okay, the chip, all right, we'll take it. But now it's just kind of like, all right, let's let the man rest. Because I was also trying to figure out how old would Stefano be?
Ooh, probably, like Rita said, probably 100 or close to it. Yeah, close to it, if not.
Yeah, he wasn't a spring chicken last time we saw him. And he's been gone for about a little over a decade.
So it's kind of like, there's one hand where it's like, y'all, come on. And then there's the other hand where it's like, all right, if you're going to do this, I'm curious to see how. How are you going to keep this man alive?
I'm hoping that this is like a fake out kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That it's the writers, again, this is the thing with the writers too. I noticed as much as I love their stuff, I have to say I'm not familiar with them, so I don't know like their tricks or their tells, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if when they mention a character, is it because they're bringing character back and they're setting it up, or are they doing it because they're filling in like the tapestry of the show? Do you know what I mean? Like I like when like we always talk about having people on the phone or mentioning people. I feel like they're doing that, which is great, but it's also throwing us off. It's like, whether they mention, we'll get into it with some of those storylines here, when they mention a character's name, it's like we immediately jump on it like, oh, are they coming back? Or sometimes it may not be. They may just be kind of filling it in for context. I don't know. I don't know them well enough to know, but I'm hoping that this is a fake out. I'm hoping that they would recognize that don't beat a dead horse. If they have something interesting with the idea of Stefano coming back and then it switches to something else, that could be interesting. I don't know anyone who's clamoring to have a Stefano figure back on the show. Mm-hmm. It's obviously not Joe Mascalo. He's passed away. How many more times can you do the brain thing? We did that with Stephen O and Stephen Nichols. I don't think it was that well received. You know what I mean? It's like how, I don't know. For right now, I'm putting my trust in these new writers that it's maybe they're cooking up something interesting and it's maybe not what we're all expecting.
I really wish at some point they did bring back a Stefano-esque character,
Oh, totally.
but not like the classic soap villain like Stefano was, but
Mhm.
like a new
Yeah.
villain and someone who was so untrustworthy. And I mean, I feel like EJ is kind of that,
Hmm.
but he's so back and forth, and I want someone strictly just evil.
I feel
Well,
like Tyler Christopher's original incarnation of Stefan in the very beginning, like think back to like his initial entrance to the show, I think he had potential to be that. And but EJ has always had his own swagger. You know, he has a lot of Stefano's characteristics, but he's always had, from the very beginning, he's always had his own swagger. So we'd have to get someone who's a little more worldly, a little more, you know, having that Stefano essence. And it can't be Tony or Andre. Because again, these are completely different characters. They stand on their own. And I guess I understand the intention behind trying to keep Stefano's essence alive, because the Demera family is just so fragmented at this point. So if that's the point, I'm all behind getting to do that in some way, but you got to do it the right way. You have to find some kind of rallying cry, I guess, for the Demeras.
Like it's like when you mentioned Stefano, I mean not Stefano, Stefan. Oh, I think that would have been the perfect entryway to like such a diabolical character. And I'm now thinking of like, and this is a little bit of a crossover because I don't watch Young and the Restless, but I was hearing about it like the past couple of months where, and correct me if I'm wrong, because Araceli, I think you watch Young and the Restless. Right?
Sporadically now, but I'm up to date.
So recently, they're all on this island, or they're all sent somewhere, and that was pretty much the introduction of Aristotle Dumont, which ended up being the character that Billy Flynn is playing, right?
Yeah. There's some confusion about that Aristotle, I think, if I have my facts correct, that this guy might actually be a real person, but inevitably who ended up meeting them was Billy Flynn's new incarnation of Kane Ashby. But yeah,
but I just
spent way too much time on that damn island if I have anything to say about it.
I just wish, and walk with me here, that suddenly we started seeing like things happen in Salem that are very Stefano-esque. And no one really knows who's doing it, who's behind it, what's happening, right?
Oh, I see where you're going. Yeah.
Then,
the way that they dragged out that, because that the Aristotle Dumas name was mentioned for months prior.
But even in this, like if there was no name mentioned, it was like let's say things happen, and then like one of the last things that happened was Marlena being kidnapped, right? Which is something very Stefano-esque to do. Or maybe Belle being kidnapped. And then it's like the reveal of this Stefano spawn, you know? Like that, I feel like that would have like kept my attention to have this feel of like this villain like back in Salem, which I feel like that's kind of what we need. We need someone who's just has his hand in almost everything, but is like trying to gain control of everything and loyal to them.
Yeah, I mean every soap has its villain, be it one or two of them. And you know, it's a soap trope for a reason. And when and when you lose the originals, it just comes to pass that you do have to replace them.
Yeah.
But also, like, I'm thinking before he became a bit cartoonish, early on, I think everyone was sort of in love with Clyde because he was a different type of villain, new to Salem, new to the archetype that Salem has. He was very different from a Stefano. He was conniving. Everyone thought he had sort of this like hillbilly, I don't know, archetype to him that was disarming to people. And then you find out, oh, he's actually a big bad. And then, I mean, they kind of went off the rails with that character, but something like that, I think they need to introduce someone. They've had it with Clyde that went off the rails. Remember Ian McAllister? He would have been amazing if they would have invested in him and kept him up. They didn't.
Yeah.
They chose Stefano over him in a lot of ways. They made Clyde cartoonish. They've done the Stefano thing.
I think they tried to make Clyde a little too like Stefano, and that's where it went off the rails. Like some of his shenanigans were more things that Stefano would do,
but I think
than Clyde would do.
But if you really think about it, he has made just as big of an impact on many different lives in Salem, just like Stefano.
Oh yeah,
as kooky as some of them were, or not, like the whole cat green thing, like that was interesting until a point.
Yeah. I think our overall arching point is that if you're gonna have a villain, you need to especially introduce like a lasting villain, which I think we all agree we would welcome.
Yeah.
But you need to really invest in the introduction and in the long game.
And make him brand new. I don't, as much as I like Stefan, I kind of don't want the next villain to be a Demira. I just want make him brand new, make him maybe have some sort of a slight connection to someone or something in Salem, but I don't know. I think the show can use a resurgence of some new blood, and they could use a new big bad in someone that would be such a great part for a man or woman, honestly, an older man or woman to come in and kind of make their mark. Yeah.
I mean,
we're done with Clyde, we're done with Orpheus.
People are bringing up Megan, and I think Megan is another one that had potential if we could just get her off of the Bo obsession. Yeah. Because Stefano has an obsession with Marlena, but it didn't deter him from all the other things he had his hand in.
Like, I wouldn't go with me here. I wouldn't even mind if they created someone that we didn't know about. I mean, kind of like how they did Rita. But someone who has ties in Salem that we never knew about, that is around the age of Belle and EJ and like that generate, like the Nadia, the Chloe, Philip, like that kind of age range. And even if it was something like he was or she grew up with them, grew up in Salem, knew everything that was happening in Salem, but no one paid attention to them. Like they flew very low on the radar. And maybe during this, they didn't know that they had ties to either the Demera family or the Kyriakis family. Or I would even be okay if they had ties with Clyde.
Yeah, I think that, I see where you're going with this. I think what we all don't want is it to be another Demera. We don't need, Stefano didn't need another kid. We don't need that in the introduction. Just, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm okay with that because I know they'll explain it with like Ralph probably has Stefano's DNA like somewhere and implanted into somebody years ago. The mom maybe was super protective, like didn't want, like knew there was ties to the family, but was like, nope, you don't exist. And so that DNA is kind of bubbled and bubbled and bubbled, and there's I don't know, there's just so much that could happen to where it would be interesting again, because we've said it here before, like there's the next generation, because Marlena could only be kidnapped so many times. Patch can only go on so many missions. It's like it's like, why not bring Andrew in on maybe like a more full-time role, and have him represent like the ISA that connects him with like Jada and Rafe and all them, so that when like the old adventures that we used to have with John and Patch and Stefano and Victor happen, when you need someone that's like ISA type, you have that because you gave that to Andrew, who again fits like that demographic to where it could carry on for a while. Does that make sense?
Yeah. There's
like
if
if everyone wanted that old feel of like how Days used to be, it can have that feel in a new generation with new faces that are tied to the people that we knew before then.
I mean, there's a ton of quote unquote like rogues gallery of people who are still out there that we haven't seen. They haven't been back in a while. They could reinvent them. They've mentioned a few this week, but there's also, we've talked about like Demir's, like Stephen Hawke is still out there. We haven't met Stephen yet. We haven't. Who else? We
Peter Blake.
We have Peter Blake, who could come back and be the new big bad. Like
that's
probably
one.
the only Demira I would accept as the new big bad.
Yeah, I feel like that's
other family members who haven't been on the show, or cousins or kids of someone we haven't seen. We haven't seen Joe and Vic on the show, like Sonny and Alex's brothers, the twins. We haven't seen them represented on the show since they were kids. So like, there's people to bring. We haven't seen Tyler Kyriakis as an adult yet. He would be an adult now.
Yeah,
maybe he's the big bad for he wants revenge on what his parents did to him, or wants to go after Kate, or come for the Kyriakis fortune. Like
there's a lot of history to tap into. Let's just focus it, I think, is what we're saying. Let's just please have all of these breadcrumbs actually leading to a long game that we can accept. Don't just pull the rug out from under us. Don't set this up and then a year from now say, oh, we changed our minds.
And I think we've been saying for a while, Peter Blake should have been made a return.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess I'll be the one to say it. If you have to recast it, it's been so long to where we'll accept anybody, but like the character should already done had her sis.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Well, it seems like a lot of people are thinking that it's interesting to me that a lot of the periphery characters are kind of jumpy that Stefano might be alive, but the people that knew him best are adamant that like, nah, he's dead.
Well, because who I thought was about to confirm it? Rita.
Yeah.
When she paused, and I was like, she knows something. But again, it's still interesting that it's like, they mention again, like, we never found the body. Like, oh boy. What? And then it kind of broke my heart a little bit when EJ said to Rita, where all the bodies are buried, and she was like, yep, except his.
Yeah.
And I was like,
but then that leads me to believe that Susan's training is not yet complete, because her because I do think she's off on this one. Maybe she's sensing a Stefano's presence.
Yeah.
But then if she's training to be a medium, then that's and I had to look this up.
If there was actually medium training.
No, I had to look up because she got into the weeds a little bit, and I had to look it up, the difference between a psychic and a medium. A psychic uses their abilities to gain information about a person's past, present, or future, often through intuition or other non-physical means. A medium, on the other hand, specializes in communicating with spirits of the deceased, acting as a bridge between the living and the departed.
Like Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a medium. Yeah.
Yes. So Susan may very well be sensing Stefano's presence if she is a medium in training, but I don't believe that she is sensing an alive Stefano. And if so, I think she would have sensed that a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly.
While we're talking about Susan. I thought so this moment now goes into the same vault as when Sammy was running and she was just So this goes in the same thing. When she said, I have to go like feel the house, and EJ and Chad, I literally thought, okay, like she's gonna be off camera doing this. When she was like on camera, she was just like, and then she went to the couch and was like,
and then
I was losing it. I was like, I feel like they just said, Stacy, do whatever.
Yeah.
Because even I feel like Dan and Billy they had to stay in it because then I don't know why this was written that suddenly they would try to have like this serious conversation.
Yeah.
Because the whole time both Dan and Billy were both like, what the
don't lose
like what does she do? But
don't lose it.
Stacy was so like going to the lamp and being like I was like, that is please more of that.
Yes.
Because I love those moments when they have to turn from like main actor to like background. But like it was so ridiculous, and especially to see her just in the corner, just
No, but even before she started filling up the room, EJ's expressions just from the beginning of their conversation were just amazing. And I totally concur with his line of that, the most accurate line of the week. I am gonna need a drink for this.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can replay that scene over and over and over again. Like, okay, oh my gosh, can a fan like do two things? If someone could ever find that clip of the background actress who was like dancing while Sammy was chasing someone. If someone can find that, and then if someone can also like clip Susan in the background, dude, I would love someone for life.
And I have the perfect song to it. Talk Dirty Timmy. You know that one? I think it's Jason Derulo.
Yeah, but it goes to what? To Susan?
Yes, to make it a mashup. Both of them, make it a mashup. I just trust me. I can see it in my mind.
Okay. Oh,
it would match the music perfectly.
Wow. Thank you.
First of all, thank you, McFloyd, for your lovely super chat. He says, more importantly, we find out EJ's middle name is Aaron Elvis Aaron Demira. You just know he got
Wait, what? Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, daddy. Okay, let me finish it. You just know he got a pipe, a baby arm. That name says it all. Daddy Demara. Also, Kayla was cute in her matching pink dress and glasses. So girly pop.
Thank you, Mick Floyd.
Thank you.
I mean, he ain't wrong.
I mean,
but my mama watches this show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, she doesn't use it a lot, but we did know that's AJ's middle name. She uses it every once in a while. But thank you, Mick Floyd. Yeah. Thank you. You're probably your assessment is probably right on.
Right. Oh, I never knew that EJ was a twin.
No, they're talking. It's talking about the real Elvis Presley.
His twin is named Aaron, so that's why Susan named him Aaron.
Elvis Aaron.
Elvis Aaron.
Oh, I was like, did I miss something?
No.
Yeah. No. Well, I retract my statement and then say I didn't know Elvis Presley had a twin.
We gotta catch you up on some movies. It's like
I think he died in childbirth. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there was a whole thing. Yeah.
Well,
he died at birth.
I this weekend for the first time ever just saw
Elvis?
No. Is it? Hold on.
Because you'd be like 2 years behind that one.
I don't want to say who.
Oscar Butler.
Okay. No. This weekend, I for the first time saw the classic movie "Some Like It Hot" with Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis, and Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, the original.
Yeah. Well, because I saw the musical this past Wednesday. Little plug. If you're in LA, go see it at the Pantages. It's amazing. It made me curious about the movie, and so I watched the movie, which is very close to the musical. But I was like, oh, what a good one. And the fact that back in 1959 we were having men dress up.
There are a lot of classic movies that were way ahead of their time.
Yeah. And then I mean, we all know how it ends, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's been so long.
One of the more interesting things was the guy who I think owned the hotel or was super rich, falling in love with Daphne. And as Daphne is trying to explain that she's not like other girls, he's very much like, I know, and I'm okay with that. And it kind of ends with like, I know you're a dude, but I still love you. And I'm like, wow. Even back in 1959, we were giving positive messages. Anyway, how did we get there? Well, we'll take us back to days. So I'm also curious as to what this dream means. And I wonder how many times we're going to see this sequence. I wonder if we're going to see it as much as, remember when Aiden and Hope first like met and they kept playing that scene when they were dancing, like,
oh God, yes,
and she would like do the Hope eyebrow. I feel like we're gonna. What was Mick Floyd? The movie was Some Like It Hot. I'm like, how many times are we gonna see this Arabian Night thing?
Too many at this point. At this point, it's only been like 2 weeks, and it's 2 weeks too many.
I know
I feel like they keep cutting something off. Like they've cut it to where like they don't play the whole thing like as it was. Like
there's something
missing.
They're probably cutting Stefano out, or do you know what I mean? So they don't have to pay rights or royalties or whatever.
But they got to pay them two girls who keep bringing in that that gold thing.
You imagine getting a check now 6 months ago, be like, oh wait, I did this almost 30 years ago. They're like re-airing our scene from.
Hey, some of our soap people do post their residual checks, and it's like 98 cents.
Yeah, the $1 they got to buy an ice cream for the residual they just received. Those two women.
I don't know what ice cream shop now has ice cream for $1.
Yeah.
I was curious though as to who those women were and if they still watch Days. And can you imagine if they're still fans of Days and they're sitting there watching and they're like,
right? That was my scene from 30 years ago just popped up. Finally.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, now that we ran circles around that storyline, was there anything? Oh, and Gwen is in the house, and EJ is like, Stefano would not be happy with that.
Which I object to. I was like, did you know your father? He would actually like Gwen. I don't know if you guys remember that this, like, it's a sort of famous scene that used to come up a while ago. They stopped doing it, of course, but it was when Kristen was teetering on whether she should be good or bad, and she was kind of starting to scheme. And literally Stefano threw Sammy in her face and was like, you don't know what you're doing. You need to be like Samantha. And he like used Samantha as like an archetype for Kristen to like look up to. So it just reminded me of that when EJ said that. I was like, do you know your father? Like, he would look at Gwen and be like, well done, or like, welcome to the family, or how can I use this woman? She's rich now. She's in our family. She's a schemer. Like, that was the one thing I was like, EJ, I don't know about that. Your father would probably welcome her in. But
But we'll see how this goes. I will say I'm a bit curious. Dear Days, let Stefano DiMera rest in peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we travel over to the beautiful courtroom for the witness stand.
This was pretty much just a recap of everything we already knew and everybody fretting over things we already knew, and EJ and Belle recapping what we already knew. Next.
If I were Belle, I would have said, there's no way in the world I can prosecute this case. And then there's a part of me that's like, Belle, should you have even taken a job as a district attorney when your entire family and the Damaris and Kyrgiakises are the only people who seem to be brought up on trials and stuff? So you will consistently have a what's the word? A conflict of interest.
Yeah.
When trying to prosecute people.
If I were a juror on this case, I would just be constantly scratching my head at what a hot mess this is, because how can you be expected to treat a case like this fairly and justly and without bias when literally everybody in the courtroom has bias and conflict of interest?
I literally kept waiting for someone during her opening statement to be like, but aren't you his aunt?
Yeah. But I wonder what is up EJ's sleeve. We still don't, they kind of dropped this and he kind of gave a lame excuse and they never picked it back up. Remember, she recused herself. EJ got the judge to put her back on the case, which is illegal. That doesn't actually happen, but whatever, it's a soap. But what's his game plan? Is his game plan that he thinks subconsciously she's gonna mess it up, or that she's not gonna go subconsciously as hard at Johnny? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a part of it that's like, if another DA's on it, does EJ just feel, EJ, he's arrogant. Why doesn't he feel like if another assistant DA gets on it, great, I'll mop the floor with him and win this case? Why does he want specifically Belle on the case? Especially since she's a really good lawyer and he knows that she'll match him. Do you know what I mean? There's something still weird here going on that I don't know if he has a trick up his sleeve, but the insistence of putting her on this case so he can go head to head with her and like leave your son's future in the balance. I don't know if he's, like I said, if he's counting on her subconsciously not to go as hard at Johnny or to like, mess up something, or I don't know, but
it's a mess. It's a mess, and there's no new news, and just next.
Everyone keeps saying that he's, I think, using Belle for a mistrial.
Oh,
but it's almost like the trial shouldn't even started.
Yeah,
because even the judge who came in, I wanted to be like, didn't you preside over Sammy and who was it? Sammy? No,
it was Sammy and Eric over the baby, over Henry. Is that who you're thinking of?
Yes.
Yeah.
But also she presided over somebody. Brady and Kristen.
Oh, Brady and Kristen. Yeah.
Brady and Kristen.
Yeah.
She presided over that case too. I'm like, you're already too familiar with the family, so you already know the woman before you who's prosecuting. That's her nephew.
Yeah.
If I was a judge, I would have been like, counsel, approach the bench. What you doing here?
And it's not
your nephew.
Yeah.
So
I guess we'll see. I don't know how the mistrial thing makes sense. If it's not a secret she's his aunt, or
I don't know. But I think it also causes turmoil in Belle and EJ's relationship, which I'm like, you know what? It can't be that good to go through this much.
And EJ's being totally naive. Like the one time, or the soon as Belle sort of got him, he folded and was pissed off and angry at her. And it's like, you're not having that conversation with opposing counsel. You're trying to berate her now because you have a personal relationship with her. Like, you're the one who can't handle the situation already.
And then going after Roman the way that he did, I'm like, the tactics that were used. And then also like, I'm glad that Johnny was like, whatever you do not go there and try to blame it on Chanel, because Chanel didn't do it either. And I'm trying to tell myself that the whole point of this is really to exonerate Johnny. Like, you just have to guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, well, then Belle, isn't this like a losing case for you?
Yep. The
evidence isn't that great. Yeah.
I mean, well, the thing is it's a losing case for her no matter what. If she wins the trial, she loses. If she loses the trial, she loses. There is no winning here. Honestly, a mistrial would be a kindness.
I do love the courtroom set, though.
Oh, yeah.
I really like it. It's so
nice and big. Yeah.
I love seeing Belle just do that little walk on the cell phone outside the courtroom. I was like, y'all better have a courtroom. Y'all better have a courtroom, honey.
And the opening statements were good. Like, I'm glad that they like gave them space to actually give it, and we didn't just like cut away, or they didn't come back and say that they gave them already. We actually got to see them, and they were good. And I need something else interesting to happen in this court case that we know the person's innocent. So, I mean, even the prosecutor knows he's innocent, but she's still prosecuting the case on circumstantial evidence. And I don't know, even EJ going after Roman was like, I mean, it was. I mean,
Roman didn't mind
too. Yeah.
Yeah, look good in opening statements, but we learned nothing new. We saw nothing new. Nobody's a winner. Everybody's a loser in this situation. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Although the one bright spot I think of this was, I think the Marlena Rachel scene.
The what?
Was when Marlena was speaking to Rachel about the trial.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like her wheels are turning, I think, with Rachel. I think Rachel did it. I don't know if Rachel is the killer. I don't read spoilers. I don't know. I think she did it, but I feel like Marlena might. I feel like her wheels are turning regarding Rachel. There was something about that scene and the way she was talking with her and getting her to say what she said. I don't know. There was part of me that was like, "Ooh, is Marlena starting to either suspect her or suspect she knows more than she's saying or interpreted things wrong or yeah." So that was a bright spot in that one for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Because that was also weird to be like, let's just have a girls' night. And then I'm like, well, you could have just told Brady, I don't know.
Yeah. There was a reason why she wanted him out of the house, I felt like, as opposed to just, we're going to watch a movie together. Or,
I mean, I think it's more like she's trying to get the wheels turning, but again, nothing is coming up. And this is where we fall into the long draw of a murder mystery, you know, when I guess an attempted murder mystery at this point, when it's starting to get stagnant, and I'm like,
because now it's like you about to be dealing with something else, Marlena, with these dreams and stuff. So let's concentrate on one thing at a time, shall we? Yeah. All right. Anything else to discuss? I thought it was a cute scene of Kate being there for Roman.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah. You need those sweet things.
Being a good wife. Yeah. She said, "I'm clocking into my shift." She said, "Baby, I left my job early. I had to come see about my man, my whoa."
Well, when her son is her boss, you know. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go have a pizza night, shall we?
Everybody's cooking in the kitchen.
First, how good did Kayla look? I was like, okay, can they style you like this more often?
She does really pop. She does pop in pink. She does. It is her color.
Like her out of work clothing is nice. Sometimes they really hit the mark with her.
And I don't know what they had, but it made Patch a little frisky.
It doesn't take a lot to get him going.
A lot was frisky, and you know, I was very pleasantly surprised this week with Philip. I was like, look at you getting a brain there.
Yeah, he did.
Look at you, Scarecrow. Where'd that brain come from?
Oh, as far as him figuring out.
Oh, no, is it the Tin Man? I forget.
The Scarecrow doesn't have a brain.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yes.
Tin Man doesn't have a heart.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I was like that too. I was like, not you figuring it out because you realized she was talking about you.
Yeah.
That he was good. He was good this week, on the money.
Yeah.
And I like that it led to a conversation about Kate's past, because people don't realize it doesn't come up very often that Philip is actually quite, even though they aged up, he is still very much quite removed in age by like a few decades from his siblings.
From the older ones, yeah. Yeah, I was surprised he didn't know that story or history. Like, I mean, I guess so, because he knew the fundamentals of Bill and Curtis and all that, but not specifically the stuff with Jack and in her memoir.
Yeah, I mean, Kate was a very different person by the time she and Victor were married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very, very rarely do we get characters finding out old history of you know what I mean? It's like not similar, but like Johnny finding out about his parents or something, you know, not to that level, but yeah, it's nice to see a character discover something about their parents that we knew.
Yeah.
It's like, how didn't you know that? And I mean, it's real, because I think we sit here and we're like, well, how does he not know that? I mean, there are some things that just don't get talked about.
Oh, totally. And that's something that probably wouldn't have been at the forefront of like stories he would have heard. That's not something that gets mentioned a lot. Like,
oh, let me tell you about my affair.
Yeah.
Oh no, parents are not going to share that kind of information. No.
Well, he knew about that. The stuff about like her
Yeah.
writing it in a memoir and Jack stealing it. That probably is not going to come up in everyday conversation.
Yeah, I mean, even the stuff that's public knowledge, it is kind of like the stuff, like exactly like with Johnny and EJ and Sammy. That stuff was public knowledge. It just didn't get talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alex can cook for me anytime.
I know, yeah. It was a very sexy scene.
Yes, and I do appreciate the apron because you don't want to burn on that.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it clean, keep it nice, and yeah.
But now look, this book better do well.
Oh, I think so. I think it sounds very very good to me. And I've said several times I would like to read said book. Now they're talking so much about the book. It does actually sound like a book I would want to read.
I mean,
I don't know, Tyler. That I mean,
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know how specific Stephanie got about past suitors.
I think with Philip that was very specific because he knew exactly.
I mean, I guess
what that was. I feel like Stephanie is going to be the Taylor Swift of Neves.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
This book better be good though, because they keep talking about the book ain't even came out with the cover yet, and they already like bestseller.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you guys think about this boyfriend? Is it Jeremy? What do we think about Jeremy? What do we?
I think it has to be because he got mentioned. He got mentioned by Patch and Kayla, and it was totally separate conversation. It had to relate to the investigation that Steve was doing into the company, and some stuff came up about Alex, and I would have to agree with Kayla. Whatever Alex did, I think we could probably chalk it up to him being young and dumb. I can totally see that because he was pretty dumb when we met him. So I could totally accept that. I don't think if any caution on his part, I don't think would be any comparison between Alex Kyriakis and Jeremy Horton, because Jeremy Horton was trash.
That was like out of left field. I didn't know what to make of that. I was like, what are we doing here? Why Steve just randomly found out Alex got in trouble years ago. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, I guess if you're trying to make the parallel to Jeremy, which still doesn't, I don't know, it just felt flat to me. I was like, where are they going with this? Like, Steve uncovers something about Alex, like how odd, but I found the Jeremy stuff more interesting.
I also wanted to be like, I'm so sorry, but no one in Salem has a squeaky clean past.
Yeah,
you cannot judge anybody else for anything that they did long years ago.
Well, here's the thing. I think there are exceptions. And I always believe that contrition is a huge factor. Contrition, being sorry, showing remorse, actually saying the words, "I'm sorry, I did this."
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen Alex do some pretty dumb stuff.
Right.
And we now know he has history of doing even dumber stuff, presumably when he was younger. I pretty much expected that, but Jeremy Horton was one of those characters that was just trash.
Yeah.
Like from the second he was on, and this is, again, I feel like the original portrayer, the actor gets a lot of flack for this, and this is in no way related to the actor who portrayed him. But if you were watching those scenes, those actual scenes when they brought Jeremy Horton onto the canvas, at the time that Shelley Hennig was playing Stephanie. He was trash. He was a con man. He talked back. He was abusive. I mean, it got to the point where he showed up. I remember him showing up to the Horton barbecue, and this was in the latter years of great grandma Alice's reign, and even she was like, mm-mm. You know how trash you have to be for Alice Horton to be like, mm-mm.
Trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be curious though if they are. Again, we don't know these writers. Are they bringing him back, or is this just setting up a mystery for something else? Is she talking about a different boyfriend? I don't know. I did think it was. I actually thought it was Jeremy last week when she got the message. She got the package, and it was mysterious. And I was like, and then she's like boyfriend or something, and I was like, who? What boyfriend was she? And then I immediately was like, oh, Jeremy's the only problematic boyfriend that we know of that she's had. But I was like, maybe they'll bring someone else from her past. But I was like, didn't we just do that with Everett? So I don't know.
And we never got a clear thing of what their relationship was. We still don't know anything about Barbarette.
But I'd love to see Jeremy, whether they bring him back and he's reformed, or they bring him back and he's a villain type. I kind of maybe like the idea if he's a villain and he's a Horton villain, which they get so much flack for being goody two shoes and
look,
uppity, and so
there is nothing wrong with playing a villain. I understand it's an undertaking. Believe me, I get it. If you're especially on a soap playing a villain, and you play a particular kind of villain, there are some people who are going to blur the lines, and you're going to get some hate. You're not going to get necessarily the best fan mail. God knows the situation that Cameron Matheson is dealing with over at GH, where he is like hated as a character, and sometimes it gets blurry. But if you have enough thick skin as an actor, there's nothing wrong with playing a good villain. It's a soap trope. We need them. They're needed.
Well, that just means you're doing great at your job when people hate you in real life.
Exactly. It should. If anything, it should be you should consider it a good platform for your work, for your resume, for your reels. If you can show I can play bad, but I'm a really nice person when you get to know me.
Yeah.
I did love the Gwen Tony scene, because I think it brought up something we talked about last week of like, what's Tony's intention with Gabby? Is he pure as he says? And I feel like Gwen was a little onto him, and he kind of pulled back a little bit and kind of changed the subject and went about his way. But I'm curious if she's going to be roped into, now that she's a Demira, she's living in the Demira house. I'm interested in what plot lines we're going to see sort of Gwen get involved in regarding them.
I think Tony's an interesting character in that he is usually very upfront and honest with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not that he's lying, but he's giving you just enough of the truth to not be telling you the whole story.
Yeah. I definitely think he's up to something. I think he's, whatever this deal with Gabby is, whether it's real and he has other intentions, or whether it's not real and he's using her to take it over himself, I don't know. But yeah, I think having that scene with Gwen sort of question him probably leads more to, there's more at stake here than him just helping Gabby. She takes over and that's it.
And he's so pushy about it.
Yeah.
Do you have a plan? I do.
I know. It was last. Gabby's like, it was last night. I just woke up.
It's like, girl. But all right.
Yeah.
Well, now that we are full off of pizza, let's get into our tidbits. But before we do, let's give a nice reminder to everyone. Please make sure you love us and support us by going to follow us on all of our social media platforms. We're Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dishin Days, if you have not already. We've got some good numbers, but they can be better. Also, don't be afraid to share this with other days fans, we want everyone to come in and chit chat with us and share their thoughts on what they thought of the week's episodes of Days. And if you want to be an exclusive member for $4.99 a month, go ahead and join while you're on our YouTube channel. You can only access that Join Now tab when you're on your laptop or computer, not through mobile. So come in and check us out if you like. Also, make sure you find us on your favorite podcast station. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. In case you don't want to stare at our faces, you can always listen to us. So do that. Also, show some love to JLJ Media on YouTube and where all podcasts can be found. And continue telling us your thoughts, and make sure you comment later when you're watching us when we're not live. So there's that. All right, let's move on to our tidbits, which is books. First of all, shout out Tom Early and the team.
Yeah.
I appreciate the new sets.
Yeah.
I don't think we mentioned, we mentioned before, but we didn't mention, now they really got it together. Chanel and Johnny's apartment.
Oh, yeah.
Looks really good. Mm-hmm. Now we got the bookstore that has been in the corner by itself, and the introduction of the bookkeeper, Mr. Foster, who fits right in. And there was a moment where I was like, and then I was like, too soon.
Yeah. No. I don't think Susan would ever agree to that kind of storyline. No. But I think a lot of our fans hit it on the money that this is probably going to be Julie's next venture. Yeah. I thought about maybe like, would she reopen Doug's place at some point? But one, they've done that before, and and Doug gifted it to her and called it Julie's place. And two, I think it would be too close to what she had with Doug, and I think it would be I don't think she could see herself doing that without him. If she were to take over ownership of the bookstore, I think we can all agree is probably where this is heading. It would be a great new venture for her. We know she has a talent for throwing great book club sessions.
Reference, which is
yes.
Nice.
So I feel like one or two things are going to happen. They set up this bookstore for something with Stephanie's book.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, why set up a whole bookstore just for this? And then my next thought was, oh gosh, are we going to continue having a Julie Gwen rivalry? Because Gwen's going to sweep in and like buy the bookstore, and then Julie's going to be like, well, I can't go to that bookstore anymore because you can't.
Nah. I think that was, Gwen said as much, that the necklace was more of just to needle Julie, but that's not really a long-term.
I hope that's what it is.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Julie at the bookstore. I think they sort of let Julie's place sort of just fall off, and it hasn't been mentioned in a couple of years now. So it's like, okay, well, she's retired, I guess, and this is probably more her speed for her age and where she's at to run a bookstore as opposed to some thriving restaurant kind of a thing. So yeah, I'm all for it. I think if we're also talking about reviving Titan Publishing and
that's what I thought.
Do more storylines with that, whether it's Stephanie or another writer, or they bring more literary stuff into it, then it makes sense to have a set or a place to kind of map out those stories.
I do feel like books in general, literature in general, is kind of getting a revival right now, because Days is not the only soap that's kind of leaning into it. They're kind of slowly starting a similar storyline on GH with one of the characters beginning to write a novel, which made me forget that she actually wrote a novel like when she was a child. And so it's kind of like the world is kind of catching up and thinking about, like, new sets and stuff, because there's only so many coffee shops that we can feature. There's only so many restaurants that we can feature. I think the exception was, remember, like in the early 2010s, like they had the juice bar and things like that. So there are some things to get creative. And we have Chanel's Bakery, but a bookstore is a natural fit. It's feeding into several different storylines right now. Guys, I went to the library yesterday and I forgot how much I loved looking up stuff.
Mm-hmm. I go to the library all the time. I'm always getting either a book or sometimes I a big proponent of, if people don't know, you can get movies from the library. So I've gotten movies for years from the library.
Oh yeah, I mean, I needed to
new stuff that comes out. If you're
I needed to get 2 new books for work, just for research for a new job, and then I got just a good read for me, and I'm like, oh, I missed this. I don't get to do this enough.
Justin, do you still have a DVD?
On my laptop. I mean, not on like a TV, but yeah.
So you're renting out DVDs from the library?
Mm-hmm.
I still have a DVD player.
Yeah, I still have my old VCR. It's not hooked up or anything, but I keep it in because I have old cassettes that I'm not going to get transferred.
Oh yeah, we have the VCR.
Yeah,
we have I think we have 2 VCR DVD combos in the house.
Yeah. So if I ever want to watch those tapes for whatever's on them, old movies or TV shows I used to tape.
If they work, you use them. You don't give them away, because you know how much they cost now?
Yeah.
People trying to find them? Oh my God.
I didn't throw mine away when I moved a few years ago. I was like, let me just hold on to this and,
I spent like 6 months trying to find a VCR rewinder. It was the hardest thing to find.
The way I'm trying to declutter my house. Please come get stuff. Take it. I also had a moment when Julie was like, I have a friend who's grieving, and while she was describing this person, I was like, who is she talking about?
Oh, you didn't know.
And then I was like, oh,
you were really checked out, Tony.
I forgot. I'm sorry. But I was literally like, for 2 seconds, I was staring at the screen like, oh, like, so not only are we introducing Foster, but like, Julie, you got other friends? And then I was like, oh, she's talking about Marlena, girl.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, well, this is going to be interesting. Books.
Yeah.
Maybe Terrence can come and be an author of a new music book and do a book signing at the bookstore.
Tony, I could totally see you being the person who works at the bookstore who is constantly telling the kids, shh, people are reading.
That's you. That is 100%.
I know. I know. In real world, it's me. I'm saying this could be a great role for
even on TV world, because that doesn't fit me at all. I would be the one talking to the kids and somebody else being like, shh. I'd be like, shush you. We talking. It's a bookstore, not a library. All right, let's move on to our next tidbit, which is something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. No, I'm just kidding.
We were so close to being mature.
Who?
Xander and Sarah.
Okay, I'm going to give a shout out to Paul and Lindsay because I appreciate them saving Sarah and Xander. And what I mean by this is they are giving small things.
Yeah.
There's what's written, but then there's what they're doing. They're giving us small things to let us know that the love is still there.
Yeah.
And I think that's important because I think as fans, we are struggling with how mean they've been to each other and how they are going to recover if Paul and Xander and Sarah are in game. So you have to give a shout out to them for just giving the little moments, the little looks, the moments of reassurance of like, I love you, but I realize what situation we're in.
I also love that they are constantly making sure to point out that the word is separation and not divorce. Not once has anyone mentioned divorce, and it's just separation, and neither one of them has even gone there. Even I think in private talks, like they've alluded to like things being over, but neither one of them has ever used the word divorce. So I feel like this is them. They're like getting up to the line, but realizing they don't want to cross it and saying it's either one of them saying it to each other or saying it to other people. So I appreciate that it's like, you know what, we haven't gone too far yet. We almost got to the brink with them where it was the point of no return, but we haven't gotten there yet. And so hopefully things calm down. I'm hoping they don't get worse. How many more times can you fight over custody? How many more times can we hear the Philip stuff or her lying stuff? It's
You got to move on. You got to be bad. You got to be bold. You got to be wiser. But then just as we're being reminded that they have love for each other, we then have Gwen still kind of being like, also, what was Xander eating?
Oh, the way he was sopping up whatever he was eating with the biscuit.
I mean, listen, I'm all about
good. I know.
I'm all about sopping it up with a biscuit. But I was like, I don't know if that day that was lunch or what. But when I tell you Xander was eating, he was eating.
He just automatically looked to me like he had soup and bread or a stew and bread. Yeah, something.
What? Oh wait,
something with some sauce or gravy he could sop up.
He was. I was like, what? I was like, someone please look back at the script and let me know what was he eating, because it looked good. But
someone send this to Paul. He'll answer. I'm sure he'll tell us if whatever it was that day.
Yeah, please.
They like to talk food. They do.
That would be such a good idea. There's so many good ideas.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. You just gave me. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down.
What?
Araceli, write down tour and anniversary and
no, because we don't write it down, we'll forget.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but just as we were like, just as it's that moment where you have like a really good idea, but you can't really like fully think about it because you got to concentrate on something else.
Yeah.
But just when we thought we were getting those moments, insert Gwen, who is still trying to whatever with Xander, and then Xander and Gwen seeing the embrace of Brady and Sarah. And I'm like, okay, Lord Jesus.
Oh, wow. That piece was nice while it lasted.
I'm like, how are we going to take this?
Not well.
I'm not crazy about Brady and Sarah. I just don't keep them as friends. But I will say I appreciate the way they're going about it by tying it to Rachel. I think that's an interesting way. That's their in for like whatever relationship this is sprouting. I at least like that part of it, even though I'm not a fan of them, maybe even seeing them as a couple. No thanks.
No,
I can't see it.
Yeah.
No,
I can't see it.
No. And just because Brady jumps from one bad relationship to another bad relationship to another bad relationship doesn't mean we need to see him in another bad relationship.
Right.
It is okay for a boy and a girl to be just friends, guys. I feel like I'm talking to toddlers at this point.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. And now, lastly, we're going to move on to our last tidbit with it's a boy. First of all, if you guys did not watch our interview with Rachel Boyd, please go back to last week's episode to see that. She is a delight. She is a talent. She is amazing. She's super sweet and nice and fun and a kiki.
And as I learned from her Instagram story, she could probably kick our butts.
Oh, yeah.
But shout out once again to her being like, what about me? You got Tate Messenger. Hey, sorry to bother, but have you heard from the adoptive parents? Are there any more pictures? Baby, this is why people do closed adoptions. This is why people give the baby up quickly, because you attached.
Yeah.
If you want nothing to do with the child, you and I'm siding more with Sophia in even the lie that and how she did everything, because she also couldn't be attached.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows what she's really going through. And the fact that she knows where the baby is, that's a whole nother thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then to have her mom coming in and being like, what are you doing? Why are you sleeping? Da-da-da-da. She's like, oh, I just gave birth.
That was weird. Even if she didn't play, or even if like she wasn't harboring the secret, she still did just give birth. You know what I mean? Like when she's resting, like what are you?
It should be like
about? Yeah.
You should have been walking in there with soup, some 7-Up or something, being like, "Are you okay?" Like no. Instead, it's almost like you wanted to walk in there and be like, "All right, the baby's gonna go get a job." Like that's what I feel like it felt like. But I love the fact that she stood up for herself. Sophia stood up for herself and was like, "There's Tate doing all this stuff. There's you coming in my face. Like, what has anyone taken even a millisecond to think? What about Sophia? I carried the baby for 9 months. I gave birth. I had to give him up. I had to scheme and plot to make sure that y'all weren't a part of all this, because y'all been getting on my last artery since month 7.
Because it was because of them that all this got messed up.
Right.
Had they done what she wanted to do, had a closed adoption, settled it right away, it's all these other people. She was very clear about her intentions from day one. What she wanted, what she needed, period. It's everybody else who messed everything up for her.
Doing team too much.
I'm surprised they kept that, like the open part of the adoption in. That sort of surprised me. Even when Tate said it this week, I was like, oh, they're still going with the idea that it's open. Like, I thought that would have been corrected when she had him sign the adoption papers. I was like, why would it be? I don't know. I feel like that's a glaring mistake. Like, why would it be open? Like, that just sets you up to now provide fake photos or evidence. I mean, you know, Tate's going to ask for these things. It seems weird that you wouldn't.
I think she did that because if she had said right away, the baby's already gone and the adoption is closed, I think he would have pushed. This way, she kind of gets to keep him in line a little bit. And yes, she has to provide a lot of fake pictures and stuff, but had it been closed and said you can't have any contact anymore, he would have found a way to interfere.
Me World said, I went to church the next day after I gave birth to you. Congratulations, Amy. You won a Mother of the Year prize for that? How about a cookie?
There you go.
But it's like you have to understand she's young and she's gone through a huge ordeal. Like, Sophia should tell everyone the adoptive parents told her no more contact. Boom.
Yes,
thank you.
That happens because open adoptions are actually not legal. They're more like it's more like a friendly arrangement. It's not, there's no like a legality that says I have to provide you with pictures and videos. It's more like if the person wants to. Open adoption is really for the birth parent to receive it. It's not for the adoptive parents to give it.
It's more so what I thought was it's an open adoption if the child at one point wanted to know their information about their birth parents.
That's true of any adoption. Once a child turns 18, they have the right, no matter if closed, open, whatever, to search for their birth parents. There's no, that's their right, period. An open adoption is more so for the sake of just kind of keeping things, copacetic and making sure that everyone stays happy. But there are, it depends on what kind of lawyer you have. You can make it very specific, or you can make it very vague. It depends.
They're pretty controversial too. Like I don't know if Days is going to get into this part of it, but it's very part of the reason why they're controversial is because sometimes adoptive parents will use the open adoption moniker as a way to secure the baby, but because it's not enforceable, you know what I mean? It's like if you two are having a baby and I want it, I'll tell you anything you want. Sure, it's going to be open, and sure, I'll send you pictures, but I don't have a legal right. You can't force me to do it. So, after you signed everything, I got the baby. I don't have to send you a picture or a card so yeah, they're pretty controversial. So that's why I was surprised that they sort of went with it, or even more surprised that Sophia doesn't have a file of pictures at the ready, because this is when Tate's gonna ask for stuff. You can get away with it 10 years down the line if that's your plan. But now is the time where he's gonna want to see pictures of this baby.
I want her to go off on him so badly.
Yeah, he takes next. It's like, why don't you? It's like, how about this? You know what? Here we go. I have another monologue for Sophia. As soon as Tate's like, hey, Sophia, I'm so sorry. Is there any way that? How about this? Okay. How about you go be with your little girlfriend? All right. We done had the baby. The baby gone. The baby has been adopted. You ain't got to worry about the baby no more. How about you worry about Holly? How about that? I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go live my life. I'm going to go be successful and everything like that. How about you go worry about Holly, since Holly is who you really concerned about? Don't be worrying about the baby no more. Don't be calling me, texting me, asking me about no more pictures or reaching out to the adoptive parent. And no, you can't have the information. Go live your life, Tate, and get out of mine.
This is interesting. People are mad at Tate when Sophia is still lying about it, though. I mean, listen, I have as much sympathy for Sophia, and I get why she did it, but Tate's not the bad guy here.
He's not the bad guy, but here's the thing. I would almost be more understanding if he was the bad guy in this scenario. What's really annoying to me is that he was so wishy-washy throughout this process from beginning to end. And that is really why Sophia made the decision that she did, is because he was back and forth, and we can do this and we can do that, and but I'm gonna miss the baby, but it's for the best, and it's like she knew.
I didn't get that at all. I think they were very simpatico up until the last couple months.
But it's just no.
The thing is this. Tate was still able to live his life.
That part.
Sophia was not. Sophia at one point had to be bedridden. She missed graduation. She missed going to the lake. She missed hanging out. She missed her senior year. Tate was still out there gallivanting, trying to get his life together, trying to get Holly back. When
Welcome
she
to
was
biology. That's what happens.
When she was due any day. Oh, I'm still gonna go to the lake for a bit. But if anything, you should have been.
No,
it's hard to make that argument when her delivery was a lie. So when she gave birth, Tate was in his room. Let's be fair though. You know,
sure.
What I mean? He did. Yes, that was a lie, and he didn't even go. He went to the lake for 5 minutes and came right back. She didn't give birth then. She gave birth a week earlier when he was sitting in his room.
The hard fact.
But guess where he should have been sitting?
Look, the hard fact. What Tony is alluding to is the fact that Sophia, at no point in this process, has felt 100% emotionally supported.
No,
with everybody, with both Tate and with her mother, she has felt like no matter what she says, they're always going to be. She always has to capitulate to their expectations,
and she has to do what they necessarily want to do. Sophia was like, "Listen, we don't want the baby. Now I done had it.
Yeah,
I done had it in the comfort of my own home, in my room. So now I got to do what I need to do to solidify this because everything has gone awry. We were supposed to find adoptive parents, but here come the mama talking about they got to be Christian, they got to be this, they got to be that.
Yeah.
You got Tate running around.
All of your conditions.
And then finally Sophia was just like, listen, now I done had the baby and everything is not where it needs to be. Even drop baby off at fire station. Done.
Look, even Tate's condition of wanting an open adoption, that's not what Sophia wanted. She wanted, in the end, she wanted maybe to, at least not the way, my understanding of what there are is that they have two different expectations. Because like you said, open adoption can mean very different things to different people. And that's why there are problems abound. Sophia's understanding of an open adoption, the kind of open adoption she wanted, would be different from Tate's, and we got
open adoption shouldn't have even been on the table.
I personally think that open adoption shouldn't have been on the table. Period.
Sophia should have came back and said, "Oh, the adoption is closed. Here's that picture." Yeah, closed. We're not talking to them no more. Closed.
Yeah. Look, the Melinda is the only person who ever really just sat down and listened to what Sophia wanted without any personal expectation, without saying, but I would like this. And I feel like that just was not, Sophia was just never given that respect.
What, Justin?
I'm sorry. You can have sympathy. Sorry, I'm sorry. I know that there's fathers' rights and there are sympathy for kids, but I'm sorry. But I'm sorry. I if he's not the one giving birth, I'm sorry. It's just.
But you don't even know what Justin was going to say.
Now you may continue.
You're going to jump in a minute.
Shocker. I have sympathy for. I have all the sympathy in the word for Sophia. I just don't think that translates to Tate is wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting all this history of Tate, like, putting pressure on her and being against her and being in conflict with her. I don't recall any of that. I recall them being very in simpatico up until the last couple of months, where there were a few times where Tate was starting to get some doubt on, you know, whether or not he wanted to give the baby. And we've said here before, it was weird seeing that because we expected that to happen previously. I don't know. I weren't aware of all this conflict. I think a lot of this conflict was coming from her mom, and then maybe some of the conflict in regards to Tate coming from his on and off stuff with Holly baby. But I didn't see him as unsupportive. I didn't see them as at odds with each other about what they wanted. I also don't think that because she chose to do things the way she does, that has an effect on Tate. I have sympathy for Sophia, and I'm not saying cart her away and throw her away in jail, but that the inverse doesn't make her actions don't make him retroactively a bad guy now. Like, you know, I just don't get. To me, it's not a conflict of Tate versus Sophia.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that he's the bad guy in this scenario, but you know, in terms of the situation being fair, it's just we can't apply that to a situation that already is not fair.
But here's
because she's the one that carried the baby. She's the one that gave birth. It's already not a fair situation.
Here's the thing. I'm going to combine everything that has just been said. One, yes, Justin, you're right. They have been in sync with each other, very on the same page as to what they should do, and they have stuck by each other with that. I think there was also a moment where maybe they both saw that there could be a future with each other and this baby, which would have made it harder to then give the baby up when they were supposed to, right? Mm-hmm. I think also maybe for a second, and I can't really think of moments except their time together. And I don't know if this is for sure. Maybe there was also a moment where Sophia thought, oh, it could be me and Tate. But then his concentration went back to Holly. Mm-hmm. And then she started seeing his focus is on eventually being with Holly. And that once this baby is out and done, like that's it for them.
Yeah.
And so I think in that millisecond of giving birth and figuring out what to do, she was just like, I just have to do this because I'm not going to have a future with him. I don't want, like, even I'm looking at the baby being like, should I keep it? But I know I need to, because baby, I got a future and you ain't it. And your baby daddy ain't going to be a part of this either because he already back with his old girlfriend. Like, there's so much to this storyline as to why she did what she did. And I think we all kind of, even her, breathe a little sigh of relief, like, at least you figured it out. And then at least you saw that the baby was fine and healthy and happy. It doesn't take away the want, but it's like, it's a relief. But now what Tate is dealing with is, but I wanted to see the baby. I wanted to hold the baby. You didn't let me do this. And the mom is like, but I didn't get to see my grandchild. And it's all about them. But it's like, this is why I had to do this, because I knew y'all hoes would probably be like, well, maybe we should keep it. We don't have adoptive parents. So why don't we just, and then the mom, who are the adoptive parents? Well, what are you going to do with it? Well, now you're going to have to keep, and so
back
it
and
was
forth would have dragged on.
It would have
and on and on.
And the whole time, the baby's 6 months, 9 months, a year, and you still like, but I'm supposed, you know what I mean? So it's like, yes, she's lying, but I feel like it was for the betterment of everyone. But still, in the midst of this, no one is checking in on her except for Melinda, and now we have to it because now she confessed everything to Sarah.
Well, that's a question too. Do we think she told Sarah the truth? Because they didn't show it. I'm assuming she did, but I had a question.
I'm assuming she did, because if she didn't, we would have heard the conversation. The fact that we didn't is like, okay, great. We already know, unless it cuts back 2 weeks later and she goes, it's told a whole nother thing, then we can gay gasp and grab her pearls. But I'm just going to assume for the sake of now that she just told Sarah everything, which is why Sarah was looking like, oh my gosh.
Or
and
I'm wondering how much of the truth does she know that it's Javi and Leah, Tesoro? Does she know that part, or does she know I placed the baby myself, or I gave the baby to someone else? You know what I mean?
Remember the question, what happened to the baby? So really all she had to do was say, I gave birth.
That's what I'm saying.
I dropped it off at the fire station.
Yeah.
And then she's like, now you know.
Or did I drop it off at the fire station in Salem, because Sarah can make that connection that it's Tesoro, or did I drop it off in Chicago? Or you know what I mean? I'm wondering how much of the truth did she tell her?
Or does she need to, I don't know.
I hope she lied.
That's what I'm curious about.
I hope she lied. I hope she lied her butt off, because guess what? It is none of Sarah's business.
Well,
it is if the baby, if there's a question of danger, it is. Yeah.
Yes, if she can prove that she has reasonable suspicion that the baby is in distress. But if the mother is coming to her and saying, I am in good health, you just check me out, I promise you that the baby is in good health. There is a case. To know. There's no. Yes, and she violates she violates Sophia's rights if she takes this any further. There is, because she does. I looked it up. No, because suspicion and curiosity. It is very clearly defined. It is very clearly defined in the HIPAA laws that your personal curiosity, and let's be honest, that's where this is coming from, because she wasn't going to bring it up until Brady said something, and she's growing closer to Brady by the day. So there is
time out. It is not Sarah's personal curiosity.
Yeah,
It
no.
is it is like she came in, number
Yeah.
one, she is saying that she had a girl when the records clearly say that she had a boy. Also, it is a clear indication as her doctor that she had the baby prior to when she said. So I think the writers and Sarah explained why Sarah needed to know the truth and why Sophia had to reassure her that the baby is good and what she did with the baby.
Yeah, and Sarah explained it's more than just you telling me the baby's good. I mean, let's be serious. Like the reason why these laws are in place is because people have, whether women or men, have thrown away babies in garbage dumpsters and have done things to babies and they've not survived, and we've had terrible tragedies regarding children. This is why this is in place. So it's not just I'm fine, my baby's fine. That's the end of the discussion.
That's true.
You need to prove to me or show me or at least make me feel like I can trust that you're saying what you're saying is true.
Now, okay. So let's go with that argument then. That let's say Sophia actually told Sarah the whole thing, everything that she did. Okay,
the real truth.
So,
you're saying
yes, the real truth.
Yeah.
Let's say, for argument's sake, Sarah now knows the truth. She's checked out Sophia. Sophia is fine. Sophia has told her the truth that the baby is fine, that the baby has been checked out at Salem University Hospital. Everything's good. Everyone's healthy. Everyone is accounted for. Everyone's fine. At this point, Sarah has no legal right to say anything. At that point, if she does know anything, she's got to keep her trap shut.
Now, what are you arguing about?
Because I can see it. It's the planner in me, it's the worrier in me that is anticipating that Sarah is like, oh, but Brady is my friend. Oh, but Tate still has legal rights, and I can see it. I can see her trying to, because Sarah, let's be honest, this as of late, Sarah has been a character who has been very much rationalizing her choices.
Yeah.
And I can see her applying her recent logic of rationalizing her own choices, rationalizing why she is right about a certain situation, and putting that on to Sophia's situation. And so I'm not saying this is going to happen, but in my bones, I'm like, please don't do this. Please don't do this.
Now, what about... Go ahead.
Her telling Brady anything jeopardizes her career, her license. And I don't think she will do that. She had, and also she's dealing with enough right now with her own baby, her baby she raised for a year, and all of that. Like, I don't think she would. I think it's always gonna, like, if she's around baby and around Brady and the baby gets brought up, it's always gonna cut to her being like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I would go on record saying I hope you're right. I really hope that both of you are right. I'm just anticipating.
I mean, I get what you're saying with the fact that, like, she had to tell her the truth, but I feel like it's also maybe one of those things where it's like, if the doctor checked her out and she's already kind of been suspicious, at some point she had to put 2 and 2 together to get 4.
And let's say that Sophia didn't tell her the truth. I do think that Sarah is smart enough to put 2 and 2 together to make 4, that if she puts her mind to it, she could probably calculate when Sophia actually gave birth and then realize that there was an abandoned baby who came in shortly thereafter, because Javi comes in and out of the hospital. It wouldn't take much for her to put 2 and 2 together. And yet still, she puts 2 and 2 together. She still can't say anything.
It's interesting because I'm thinking, what if she says something to Tate, yes, it's still horrible, but how horrible is it if we're justifying Sophia's actions?
No,
How is that not
that is a HIPAA violation.
No, I'm saying that, but I'm saying morally, like I could also see her saying he has a right to know this information for whatever reason he wants.
Yes, that would be Sarah's rationale. Exactly, that she she was doing the morally right thing. And my argument to that would be, you're still going to probably lose your license if you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and do the morally right thing. If that is what you feel you need to do, okay. It's going to cost you your medical license. But okay.
What are you laughing at?
She's laughing at me. I know.
The things that hit a nerve, I don't.
I know. It just so happens that I'm reading a certain book right now that's related to what we're saying. So
this was supposed to be a tidbit, and yet
Doesn't it always happen? This is the threesome Alex and Stephanie conversation,
all over again.
We spent 5 minutes on the threesome and an hour on Stephanie and Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And that was.
I'm gonna blame Araceli.
It's fine. You can. It's usually me, anyways.
Right. I'm glad you recognize it. Well, now we're gonna move on since we done drove that into the ground. Well, that was your week of days, everybody. And now,
sorry, Brad. I know I'm gonna go eat too.
And so now we are heading into our favorite part of the show, which are our segments, and we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
There we go. There are times where you want to say something, but you censor yourself. But we still know exactly what you mean. Take a look.
Marlena, Belle, if you can see that you are better off without that man in your life, you are just beyond hope.
Jack A. Harry, Paulina Price Carver, for almost calling EJ that MF and holding yourself back. But we all know what you really wanted to say. You get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, dang. Hold on. You get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh snap!
Yeah, because and another snap for Martha Madison Bell, who was like, oh. And I would also like to give an honorable mention to Rachel Boyd for bringing concern to Sophia. Because when she told her mom, what about me? And she went into her speech. I said, now this is the monologue that I had told you to tell your mom a long time ago.
Can we also give an honorable mention to Martha?
To my 3 Snaps Award?
No, just because I think you'll agree with this.
Do I come on and give an honorable mention to It's a Gift? But fine, well, go ahead. Who else should we get an honorable mention to on my award?
To Martha Madison herself for not only in the scene, but in real life for putting out a fire this week.
Literally putting out another fire.
Out a fire. I just feel like that needed to be said.
If you watched Martha Madison's Insta stories, her good friend Lily has not once but twice set her hair on fire. Happy birthday, Lily.
Yeah.
Shout out to Martha Madison. We do not have a caption that today because, as you can see, Michael Mattis has not been with us. So we are going to move on and take a journey back to
Those were the days.
All right, this week I'm taking you back to July 27th, 1997, when Eric Brady returned to Salem in the form of Jensen Ackles. This is the sorest version of little Eric Brady since the last time we saw him. He had been living, of course, in Colorado the last few years with Marlena's parents, and this is the beginning of the very small stretch, actually 3 years of Jensen on the show as Eric Brady. And if you are a member, I did Those Were Days Extended, specifically looking at Eric's love life throughout the years and specifically the women he was with. And I think we all naturally gravitate toward Nicole and maybe Sloane recently, but he has had a few relationships. Some of them head scratchers, some of them you may have forgotten about. But yeah, if you remember, go check that out. But yeah, that was July 27th, 1997, when Jensen Ackles joined the show as Eric Brady.
And
Those were the days.
and now it's time for
It's a gift.
with an honorable mention by Tony Moore.
Well, I invite you, Tony Moore, to give an honorable mention to my gift, but I don't think it's needed because I think you will wholeheartedly agree that this week's It's a Gift deservedly goes to Stacey Hyduke and her couch surfing abilities.
I just want to know, like, did she just have free reign to do whatever? They were just like, Stacey, be Susan. What would Susan do? And she just was like, got it. Got it.
Oh,
So funny.
She was like, I don't know how she did that. It was like a snake.
Yeah, definite sliver.
Yeah, just brilliant.
Right. And that was
It's a gift.
and now it's time for
News and gossip.
Start off, we have some celebratory, but some not so celebratory news. We want to wish Al Calderon congratulations. He actually has just been cast as a series regular in season 2 of the NBC show Brilliant Minds. This is, of course, the Zachary Quinto medical show who played Nurse Scotty Silva, premiering actually this September. But because of that, he will be vacating the role of Javi Hernandez, I'm assuming effective immediately. So they are recasting, for people wondering, did this mean the character is leaving and what those repercussions were? But we have been told that they will recast the role. So I'm assuming in the next 9 months, they're 9 months ahead. So next 10, 11 months,
2027.
a new, pretty well. Yeah. And October or November of next year, we will see a new Javi Hernandez in the role of a new actor, which I'm sure once they cast, they will let us know probably next week. And then we will report it here for a late 2026 debut. But again, we wish Al Calderon congratulations, even though we're sad to see him go as Javi. This is a big, big step up for him in his career. So yeah, big congratulations to him. And then we have a little casting news here, but more congratulations to Mr. Kerry Christopher. We told you about this movie months ago before when he actually went to sort of go film it. It has now come out. It is the movie Weapons. It is getting rave reviews. It actually opens this week. It currently has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes just from the critic score. Everyone is sort of praising this horror movie. And especially Kerry in his performance. He's getting great reviews here, as you can see. I'll read this quickly. Kerry Christopher as Alex is just phenomenal. His performance even moved me to tears during a quiet but powerful moment of reconciliation. So yeah, big congratulations to Kerry. He's getting amazing reviews. And if you follow him on Instagram, he works like, he's always doing something. It's coming back to Days or doing a commercial, doing a new movie. We told you about the series that he has with Amazon coming out. So yeah. So big congrats to him too.
I wish I was booked like that.
Right.
Yes. And in other days news, we have a lot of birthdays this week. Happy birthday shout outs to Welly Kurth and Nadia Bjorlin, as well as Mr. Brian Dattila, always the life of the party. I hope you had fun. And as well, Mr. Colton Little and Mr. Kevin Spiritus. They all celebrated birthdays this past week, so congratulations to another year around the sun. And big congratulations. We have an update on Judy's comedy journey, her comedy competition from last Wednesday, in which she took first place. Yes, Judy Evans was joined by friends and fans that night, and we will keep you posted on her next comedy show when it comes up. At Judy Evans Official is her Instagram handle if anybody is eager to go and actually see her show in person the next time she goes. And this past week also closed out Disability Pride Month, and Kennedy Garcia was actually featured in a compilation video at the National Downtown Syndrome Congress in a session for representation in film and television. And you can see the entire video on Kennedy's Instagram right now. And Peter Porte will be clocking into the locker room this coming Wednesday, August 6th at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time to talk about the new scripted audio drama that he's a part of, Montecito. We promoted it a few months back when it was first introduced. He will be promoting Montecito as well as all other upcoming projects. And congratulations to two of our Days people who have been accepted into upcoming film festivals. First up, Stacey Hyduke and her daughter Sophia. We interviewed on the show for their short film, Brand New Cadillac. It has just been accepted into the Dead of Night Film Festival that will take place in October. And Elia Cantu has a film as well upcoming in the Georgia Latino International Film Festival. The film is called Disco Beats, and that festival will be in Atlanta, Georgia, October 2nd through 5th. So if you're in the area, if you're in the area of any of those film festivals, please go out and support their work. And contrary to wild rumors, and I warn you guys, don't follow the rumor mill, Suzanne Rogers is not retiring. Rumors swirled that the actress was or had already announced her retirement. They are false. They are false. I repeat, they're false. A Day spokesman.
Are they false?
They're false. Day spokesperson has clarified that Suzanne is not going anywhere and actually has a pivotal role in many upcoming storylines on Days. Again, please don't follow the rumor mill unless Suzanne announces herself that she is retiring. Do not listen.
Yeah, and last but not least, we have to tell you about a new fan event from Star Image. This one is Girls Just Want to Have Fun one. This is a Q&A Zoom with Lindsay Godfrey and Emily O'Brien happening actually tomorrow, Monday, August 4th. This is with Star Image. Tickets are still available. You can go to eventbrite.com/Star Image Entertainment.
Lovely. Oh, girls just want to have fun. And that was...
News and gossip.
And now let's take a look at what's coming up on this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives.
Next week on Days of Our Lives.
Order!
The past is on trial.
Your Honor, Ms. Black has a major conflict of interest.
This is
I
absurd.
call for an immediate mistrial.
The future hangs in the balance.
She claims your father's alive. You can spend time doing whatever you want. So can I.
And justice
Johnny said his father got what he deserved.
isn't the only thing making a comeback.
Sammy. Mom, I've missed you so much.
All new Days of Our Lives only on Peacock.
Yay, Sammy. Everyone was quiet.
It's like you had to find something to say, and you were like, "Yay, Sammy!" It looks like an interesting week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guess what? We'll be back here next week to talk all about it, and make sure you join us. Also, look for an announcement about some things happening next Sunday. Make sure you check our socials. But before we head out, y'all make sure y'all go show Michael Mattis some love, who is covering an event today over on Instagram and X at ML Mattis. And you can find all of his red carpet photos at MLM Images LA. Justin Lee Hareld, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram at Justin Lee Hareld.
Araceli?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Tia323 Araceli.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony. And you can find us, Dishin Days Show, on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our long, well, it's not long, it's almost 2 hours, but a long Dishin Days. We will be back next week to serve up another dish of this week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. In the meantime, everyone, we hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you for spending your Sunday with us, and we'll see you back next Sunday. Have a great week, everybody. Bye, everyone. You know, I know now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.